I'll be honest, I don't really know what to make of this whole thing. Recently, Kai Cenat has hosted the Streaming University. I don't think I need to get into it, but long story short, for people who are unaware, it's this university for all the streamers in the world, and they have now come together in a university environment to learn from older and more experienced creators to become better and stuff like that, you know. It's hosted by Kai Cenat, and I just want to say shout out to Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat is a very good content creator. On top of that, he's a Christian. I really appreciate what he's doing in X, Y, and Z, you know, in terms of being in the position where he's at and still believing in God and spreading that. I just hope he stays on the straight and narrow path. I wish him nothing but good fortune. But he's hosted Streaming University, and, you know, the idea is unique in itself because no one's ever done a thing or event this big ever. So shout out to him for doing all of that, you know. But upon looking at the Streaming University and the comments behind it, a lot of people seem to be kind of skeptical of it, saying that what is this, or that it's just a frat party, or all kinds of comments like that. So I went and looked at some clips and stuff like that, and, you know, I think it was good, you know, for the people who, it's good entertainment and content for people who want to watch this Streaming University stuff and things of that nature, you know. All their favorite streamers are there, well, most of their favorite streamers are there, and it's a good time. However, it does remind me of a content creator that made some comments a few days ago. Shout out to Omizi. You know, I was never really a fan of Omizi. I'll be honest, I did not like Omizi, but I do like some of his takes. He made a video about this content creator named Zoe Spencer the other day, and Zoe Spencer faced a lot of backlash because she would SA people, bite people, and do a lot of weird-ish online and stuff like that, which obviously isn't exactly cool. But there was a comment that he made at the end that really had me thinking, and he said clearly, the things that Zoe Spencer does, are they any different to what people at Streaming University do? And I was like, well, of course not. Zoe Spencer is weird, and whilst it may not be to a crazy standard, I do feel like a lot of these streamers have kind of a tendency to be either very disrespectful, very rude, very inconsiderate, or just plain out bad members of society. I was looking at clips of this, and like, although most of it was positive and most people were positive, I was surprised to see that some of these people would disrespect the security guards, disrespect the teachers, disrespect each other, bully each other. One girl got bullied and got called ugly to the point where Kai Cenat had to come in and take care of her and all the other higher streamers and stuff like that, you know. Or like a bunch of people obsessing over one girl, or all kinds of nonsense, you know.
Just keep thinking, me, I'm gonna do this shit again. Hey. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see, cause behind the scenes, mentally, they're fucking me up. Man, nigga, you a bitch. Hold on. Shit. Nah, but mentally, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Like, behind the scenes, I'm trying to. Bro, I don't give a fuck. I'm taking everything. Open the fucking door, nigga. You think I'm fucking playing, nigga? What the fuck? Where these niggas at? Where this J nigga at? Whoa, what the fuck? Whoa, nigga, chill. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, nigga. Y'all niggas think it's appropriate to come in my fucking room when I'm not there? It's a difference between content, nigga. Learn the fucking difference, nigga. I'll be fucking get this nigga the fuck out of here. I'll be fucking bedded. There is such a massive difference between us dumping flour on each other and glitter and stuff that's easily fixable, and you walking in my private room when anybody could be asleep and niggas deserve their privacy with your little shitty cameras for your content. We open the door.
Oh my kids is up. Open the door, Rakai.
What's wrong with you? I got it.
No, where my mother was not me.
Turn the camera on.
Huh?
Turn the camera on. No, that's crazy. You throw water in the security face, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you? I understand you're a streamer and shit, but it's a level of respect, my nigga. Do we not protect you? Do we not protect you, my nigga?
She got shot in her eye? You okay? What is it, water?
No, somebody shot me in the eye with a BB gun.
Okay, let's get you downstairs. Let's get you downstairs.
And I was looking and I was like, what does this say about the future of the streaming world? Because I think it's fair to say that streamers are what's hot right now. They're like the new rappers. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gives a damn about rappers anymore. Nobody gives a damn about the hip hop or all kinds of stuff like that. What's now and what's hip now is the streamers. So looking at how the streamers, move, are we investing in a platform of people that are going to contribute good? Whilst Kai Cenat is a good civilian, and Duke Dennis and a lot of other people, whilst they have good intentions and they have the maturity to handle some of these things, what does this say about the other people that kind of just look at Kai Cenat and don't even think about the maturity level, just the fame and the fortune, things of that nature? Whilst I'm not a fan of streaming or any of these content creators, or find interest in watching or being in any of these spaces, I will never sit here and diss streaming, because I feel like at the end of the day, it is a good platform for people who are genuine, like Tyler and, like I said, Kai, Duke, and a few other people that I'll name, right? I do like the maturity process that they've had, where they start off as immature and they became mature, and it seems like genuine growth as well, But I sit there and I guess I think to myself, like, a lot of these people that want to be streamers, is this going to be a thing that fuels bad people to grow? Yeah, it's their dream, but certain bad people that want to be streamers, are we giving them a platform to grow? I was surprised at how rude and inconsiderate some of these people were, because it's like, well, surely if you've watched and been around good people, you would act right. But I don't know, just seemed a bit weird, very off-putting, very strange. And that's not even no hating way. At the end of the day, I think Stream University was a good success and I think it was great. But I could see many times where the good streamers were getting really sick of the rude, obnoxious, and bad streamers. And I don't even blame them. Heck, I would have lost my ish at them, to be honest with you, because I just can't stand disrespect. I don't even believe disrespecting people that are just being genuine. I don't believe in disrespecting people that have done nothing to you as well. I really felt sorry for that girl. But looking at all of it, I was kind of sat there like, well, this whole humiliation and weird behavior and stuff like that, it's no far from what Zoe Spencer did. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of those streamers were like, they may have not been buying people, but a lot of them were just strange about things. I don't know, very, very weird. You can be weird in different ways and be on the same level. And while Zoe Spencer did her way of being weird, a lot of these not known streamers were weird in their own way as well. Very disrespectful, I saw a video where it's like they threw water balloons at the security guards. The security guards, yes, they get paid, but it's like, how can you just look at someone who's there working, doing their job, and then just attack them? I don't know, it's just like, and then you see other streamers in Kick or Rumble, and they're all weird as well, and it's like, how out of touch of reality do you have to be to behave like this? All just thoughts circulating around my head. I guess I have peace knowing that society would not allow terrible people to get famous in the streaming world. But then again, it's not down to adults all the time. Most of the demographic is young adults or teenagers or kids. They're the ones who's gonna, make these people blow up. And although we may see the flaws in some of these streamers, these kids are gonna just see it as funny or entertainment. And how's that then going to feed into the kids in society? I guess nowadays I see like young people, teenagers being very disrespectful to other members of society. There's times where I even had to step in and be like, hey, Like, what are you doing and stuff like that, you know? And all I can really say, God help the future, you know? I don't know what's to come. I don't know what to make of it. But just a lot of thoughts. Omizi's thing that he said really stuck with me in the sense that's like, I kind of see where he's coming from now. It's not just Zoe Spencer. A lot of these streamers are weird. And it's like, I don't know. I guess the question I have to ask is, are you really grinding and doing well and fulfilling your dreams if you sacrifice your integrity? You know, I guess what I see from a lot of these upcoming streamers is a lot of humiliation, a lot of embarrassment, a lot of purposely making themselves look like fools. However, it gets the clicks and the views. And whilst that's the game, is that really a grind? Or are people just using you as a laughing stock to be seen as an idiot or whatever it is? I feel like there's always one stunt after the next, and it's like there's entertainment, but then there's you're embarrassing yourself, you're degrading yourself, you're humiliating yourself, or heck worse, humiliating other people. And it's like, is it really a healthy grind if humiliation is at the cost of it? It's really a genuine grind, you know? It may bring the clicks fast and the views fast and stuff like that, but are you really grinding, and are you really respectable if you are doing things like that? I guess a lot of people will see that and be like, well, it doesn't matter because you're getting paid at the end of the day, which if you don't care about all of that kind of stuff, then fair enough, you're getting paid. But it's like, is that what you should be striving for? Because in the future, you're going to maybe look back, you know, like, oh, what was I doing and stuff like that. I guess that's what I realized about the content creation game, whether it be streaming or YouTube. To really make it big, sometimes you have to make a fool out of yourself. And as I'm here as a YouTuber, I think for me, I'll always be happy being a small creator. You know, I don't think I would want to be anything big unless I'm staying true to who I am and holding my integrity. I guess that's why I kind of like see Abba and Preacher's content and be like, okay, they're respectable because they just stayed true to themselves. They're being genuine, and they've shown me that it is possible to make it to a level without embarrassing yourself. Same thing with Dan TDM and a bunch of other content creators. Seeing them be true to who they are and still blowing up is a pleasure to see all the time. And I'm going to be happy for a content creator that has been genuine and has made it and blown up, you know. I don't think I can ever respect somebody who has humiliated themselves and then did the whole, oh, but I've matured now, unless they're a child, like Speed or Kai, you know what I'm saying? But when you're like, you know, old enough to know, I don't really respect that or rate that, because it's like, come on, you know, like, come on. And that's where it's like, a lot of people watching this, you know, if you want to be a content creator, always remember and think to yourself, is my integrity being compromised for wealth? Because at the end of the day, if you don't, just do whatever way you see it, the fact of the matter is this: if you sacrifice your integrity and the sole being of who you are in exchange for fame and fortune, you have sold your soul. You have sold everything that you stand for, and no matter what, even if you have all the money in the world, at the end of the day, you will be looking in that mirror thinking to yourself, man, I did make a fool of myself to get here. And people found me as a joke in order for me to get all the money that I have. And that's not a respectable thing, you know? I guess some people don't care about that. But I feel like a lot of people at the end of the day, when they look in the mirror and see nothing but themselves, and all the noise and everything is gone, they're going to remember that. They're always going to feel like that they didn't get rich off the means of being good in their integrity and being a good citizen. Rather, they got there by being a fool and humiliating themselves or people or doing diabolical-ish, you know? And it's disgusting. It really, it truly is, you know? And it's like, if you want to be a streamer or a content creator for good reasons, go for it, you feel what I'm saying? But if you're an individual who thinks to yourself, I'm going to make a fool of myself like some of the people did in Streaming University, they're going to be disrespectful because it doesn't matter because it's for clicks and whatever it is. God help you, really and truly. Like, I guess you could even say this isn't just to content creators. This could be for anyone in any industry, because a lot of times you see that a lot of people in different industries have to sacrifice their integrity to get the top money and all kinds of stuff like that. And that's where it's like, damn, you know, how do you sleep with yourself at night knowing that that's what you did? What do you guys think? Let me hear your thoughts and opinions and stuff like that. Let's have a discussion, you know, or let me know if I'm tripping or whatever it is. But with that being said, God bless, take care, I'll see you guys next video.